Hello, hello. Hello, everybody on YouTube and on Instagram. My name is Natalie. This is Hey, It's a Good Life. And this is our second live stream of the day. And I'm so excited about it because today I've got a friend with me, Bailey Van Tassel of Bailey Van Tassel online. And you guys, this is just another person, just like me, just like my friend Sean, we were just talking to. It's another person who is really making the most of their space, who is choosing to dream big, even though they're in suburbia and doing so much good for the community and so much good for her community. I have loved seeing her grow online. She's actually just about 45 minutes north of me, so she's pretty close. And just seeing what she's been able to accomplish has been such an encouragement to me, and I hope it's an encouragement to you too. And to any homeschoolers, homeschool families, homeschool mamas out there, you guys have got to get the bundle comment workshop or library if you're with me here on Instagram. Link in bio. Also, check out Bailey's profile as well. Grab her link if you want to support her through her link. Here's the thing, guys, is if you want to get started with homesteading or gardening wherever you are, you need resources. It's such a long endeavor, and there's so many things that you need to know to like really make it happen. And we're doing this thing. We put our resources in the bundle for you guys. You can literally get my course for 75 cents. You can get Bailey's amazing garden homeschool book for like 75 cents as well, which is just mind blowing. I actually have it right here, and it's just so chock full of ideas for homeschoolers. And I just love it because as a new homeschool mom myself, sometimes I run out of ideas. And I love that it's just so jam packed. I actually have it right here. It's so jam packed, full of ideas. And so many cool things to do with your little ones in there. So if you haven't already, get your resource library. Make sure you get plugged in, comment library or workshop, and I will send it straight to you. Let's see here. Is she on? Is she on? Is she on? How can I invite her here? Let's see. And again, if she's not available, like we're gonna have so much grace for that because she is a new mom. I mean, she's already a mom, but she just had a baby recently. And so if you are a new mom or have had children, you know how it goes, especially with a newborn. I think her newborn's not even a month old yet. So if she had to go tend to that baby, well, we're gonna give her lots of grace and understanding for that because we totally get that. Okay, the baby is sleeping, but may wake up. Just warning. Okay. We've been warned, guys. The baby might wake up. Guess what? That's okay around here. We have lots of room for babies and growth and understanding there. I'm going to message her really fast. We are live. If you can. Okay, so I just also want to say if you guys have any questions about growing in your small space, how you can get started, please do use that questions feature or put it in all caps here on YouTube so we can get those questions answered for you. Hello, my sister from another mister, my fellow dark-haired, light-eyed beauty. How are you doing? I'm good.
I know we could be cousins, I feel like.
Yeah, totally. Yes. We both have our like little light sweaters on. I am so relieved that it's like not pouring buckets right now. Are you?
I know.
Are you guys doing okay up there?
Yeah, we're on like a hill, so we get tons of wind, which has been crazy. But I was talking to someone at the nursery the other day, and I was like, it's almost too much rain for the plants. We hit a point where the garden's like so happy.
Yeah.
But now we're kind of drowning a little bit and molding and like,
Oof, yes.
things we've never experienced in the garden in like 20 years.
Yeah, it's been wild. I mean, we straight up just have like flood warning all the time down here. We're just about 45 minutes apart for anybody who like wants some understanding of how we're connected here. We're both in Southern California, both making the most of our small spaces. I know a little bit about you and your story because we've talked before. You are originally from the Midwest, is that right?
Actually, Northern California.
Oh, Northern
My
California.
husband's from the Midwest.
Oh, that's right.
But I grew up on a little farm up in Sonoma County, which is Northern California. So like 8 hours north.
8 hours north. It might as well be Midwest. No, I'm just kidding. California is so long. It's like there's so much variation. It's like, oh, I'm from California. Oh, really? What part? So
I know.
You're from Northern California, Sonoma County, and you grew up on a hobby farm. And if I recall correctly, you were like, I don't want this life. I want something different. Is that right? Or did you always want to stick with the farm life?
Yeah, no. When I was growing up, I really wanted to run away from the farm and animals, and like I didn't want to do chores. I just didn't wasn't outdoorsy. I was really I did ballet. I was very into like the arts. I wanted to be a businesswoman. I wanted to go to San Francisco or New York and like be, I would just buy. Like, what are my parents? No, get out of here. And we're total cowboys. They did like team roping, and we had mules and horses and all that.
Wow.
Very agricultural community I grew up in. And it wasn't until probably just post college that I woke up one day and was like, I want the farm back. I don't want to raise my kids here. Like, I had total culture shock when I moved to Southern California for college and lived that life for a while. Did the whole city girl thing, and then was like, okay, I've had my fill. Like, now so yeah, and I may have to pause for 1 second because I have a new baby and he is waking up.
Oh.
I can just mute myself for a quick sec.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Don't worry. We'll hold down the fort. Everybody here is prepared for that. Lots of room and grace for babies. We get it. Yeah. Set us down if you have to. No worries. We get it. So I am so grateful that you're here. And I love her story, you guys, that it's like, yeah, she went and tried something different for a little bit to see if that felt right for her. It did for a season. And then, like the little Ross Geller that lives in my brain too, she was like, hey, this isn't for me. I want to do things differently. And now she's doing that in her backyard, and she's kind of doing the whole farm thing back in her backyard. And I think similar to me, and I know this is kind of news to, people still, even online, is like for the last 3 years, we have been actively trying to move to the farm, been considering things out of state, and it just hasn't worked out. And similarly, I think Bailey was in a similar position where she was like, hey, like, let's do more of this farming thing. And then she found herself moving to a more rural community, but it's definitely not a farm. And so she's like, well, what am I going to do? I'm going to make the most of the space with my kids. And I love that she's put so many ideas in here. Like, look how cute this is, you guys. I love her book so much. Not only is she going to help you plan your garden, but she's outlined like what's great for fall, companion planting, but some of these ideas for kids, because if you have kids, you know what it's like to need to get stuff done, but also need to like honor them and involve them. This is so fun. Oh, hi, little friend. Hi, buddy. Oh my God, you're so precious. Hi. Oh, so sweet.
We'll keep chatting while he's happy, but I'm so sorry. There's no place for the naps.
No, I completely understand. I 100% understand. I think everybody else here gets it too. But I love that you included in your book, like, grow something from your fridge, like something that a child might be familiar with, that they see every day. And then they're like, well, what happens if I put it in water in a little glass jar? Like, let's observe what happens. So cool.
Yeah, it was really fun. So especially I wrote this curriculum when 2020 hit, and I was home with my little kids and had a bunch of friends in school. And I was every day just so determined to get outside and learn something, use the garden. I think that was my philosophy from the get-go anyways, but I was just so filled with inspiration, and we were all home. So I was like, okay, I want to write down all the things so that people really have these resources at hand, and they're like tried and true, actually done with my kids, and just kind of like how we made it happen. And even just children witness the magic so much easier than we do, and seeing the progress of like a romaine plant starting to grow that you just pulled out of the fridge is like so magical to them. They come down and they check it every day. Like, it's just so fun.
The magic in their eyes, my husband and I talk about that all the time, is like that wonder. It's like, I kind of wish I still had that wonder. And I'm like, I don't think that we're meant to have it forever. If we were always like, oh my God, everything is so amazing, it's so wonderful, like, it might be overwhelming. But the fact that we get to now live that through our children is so beautiful, and like stewarding that well is something that's so important to me. And that's why I honestly, like, I know I keep saying it, you guys got to go get the bundle. You can get it in either one of our bios. But this book is so chock full of ideas. And as a new homeschool mom myself, I'm like, I'm totally doing this stuff with my kids. Like, she touches the eggs every day. She touches the egg carton. She knows what it is. Well, let's turn it into like a seed tray. I mean, it's so great. I love that. And I like, there's another one in here of bugs activity, bug dig. My girl loves She says, roly poties. That's how she says roly poly. She goes, roly poties. But even this too,
Well,
it's
the kids that like I try to do the bug dig and they just want to throw the dirt everywhere and make mud, and like it's just getting out there. If you have kids that you feel like just make a mess, like that's part
yeah. Embrace the mess. It's okay. Clothes can be washed. Right? I really like this too. This is actually a little bouquet that my daughter picked me with Granny the other day, and they put it on my desk, which is so sweet. But I really like this idea too of creating a nature weave, which I had never even heard of, and I love that you included that. So I was kind of getting people caught up on your story a little bit, and I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if you've heard that, but like I think for a while you were thinking of expanding. You guys were looking for more of a farm, but then you ended up in a bigger space, but still in suburbia. How are you doing? Oh, hey, buddy. It's okay if you have to hop off. Do not worry at all.
He's hungry. Yeah, I specifically wanted acreage to relocate somewhere where it we could have more space and like do the mini farm thing. And honey, bless you. But it just wasn't in the cards. And so I just decided to lean in anyway. And we originally built 2 raised beds on HOA property. We convinced the HOA to let us turn like a deck on to raised bed. And the neighbors were too. We share the produce with the neighbors. And I just found a way to make it happen, which I think was a really fundamental lesson that I needed to learn, like to fight for not only my passion and what I believed in, but to like just do the thing, like just do it. There's nothing holding me back. If I can build a raised bed with my non-handy husband who has no interest, it was the most beautiful turn of events for us and for the community we were in at the time too. But it really taught us so much. Hi, buddy.
Yeah. I won't keep you from feeding him, nursing him, bottle time, whatever. No, not at all. No worries at all. So people can get plugged into what you're into over at Bailey Van Tassel. And is it baileyvantassel.com as well?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you guys have to check out what she's up to. She's got a really cool society that she stewards so well. Amazing things happening over there. Grab her book in the bundle, you guys. Don't miss out. And don't let me keep you from that baby 1 second longer. Thank you so much for hopping on with me while you could, and we'll chat again soon. Okay, bye. Hey guys, if you're live with me or catching on the replay on YouTube, that was my friend Bailey up north. So cool what she's up to, you guys. I love that. If we had more time, I would have loved to have asked her what is something that people can do with where they are, where they're at. And she touched on so many things briefly there at the end that I just want to kind of continue to elaborate on briefly while we're together is non-handy husband, HOA rules. Like there were so many things that she could have said, I'm going to let this hold back, or like that is in my way. I can't overcome that. And I think that's one of the biggest things that anybody with a dream for a business or a garden has to overcome is that negative voice, that inner critic, whatever you want to call it, that says, no, it's not possible. We all have those people in our lives. We all have those voices in our lives. And even in the face of the farm not working out, even in the face of having to deal with the HOA, even in the face of having, a husband who's not handy, as she says, which is so funny to me, because I relate to those things. I've been in those positions myself where it's like you're dealing with the HOA and they're annoying, and you're dealing with constraints of space, and that can be difficult. And you guys know my story. Like my husband is not in a lot of videos because he's worked really long, really hard hours for a really long time. And we're just now getting to a point because I said I'm not allowed to quit for 5 years. We're just now about to hit our 5th year this summer. And I'm so glad that I didn't quit because things are finally starting to click as like, how do we actually do this homesteading thing? How do we actually make it financially possible for us to continue to scale, to grow? How do we fund our farm dream? And really, we're just now hitting that point. And so my encouragement to you is start and be willing to overcome those hurdles. Be willing to say, what do I need to get past this thing or this person that's saying no? You seek wisdom. Don't just like, ignore the signposts, but there are going to be obstacles. But you are so much more creative than the obstacles that are going to be put in your path. You are so much more clever than any person who's going to try and outwit you or outsmart you or get you in trouble with the HOA. I mean, I remember building my garden bed the first time, and just my upstairs neighbor was so mad, so passive aggressive, and like slamming on the floor. And I'm like, okay, like you can deal with this for 24 hours, like not 24 hours straight of building, but like you can deal with the weekend projects. I can have my garden, and like you can go on a walk and get outside, Janice. Like, I could have let passive aggressivity like get in my way. I could have let my husband's long work hours, or like the fact that he's not super into it or wasn't super into it, but now he is into it. And that's another thing to consider too, is like, how is your passion going to set something in motion for other people? Something I love to ask myself and I love to ask clients that I work with is like, what is the effect that this is going to have on the people around you? And what I mean by that, and when I say it like that, most people go, well, I don't know, it probably won't have much of an effect. I'm like, no, no, no. There is somebody out there who needs your specific situation, who needs your specific scenario to see that you're still doing it. Are you really going to deprive them of that opportunity to see your story unfold? Are you really going to deprive that next person who just needs to see that it's possible in similar circumstances to make it happen? I hope not. I hope not. And so I hope that's an encouragement to you. Like, don't let these things that get in your way stop you. Don't let them hold you back. Keep going, get creative, find solutions, find community. There, where there's a will, there is a way. So love that part of Bailey's story. Love what she's contributed to the bundle. Make sure you get your bundle, you guys. It is full of so many amazing resources. And I will catch you guys in the next live stream, which will be this evening, talking about how do we actually make money from the homestead and make sales while we sleep. I hope you guys are enjoying that series. And we're going to delve deeper into actually making that practical and like really putting that into practice of like, how do we start creating these digital resources that we can leverage, like we were talking about with Sean, and scale into our homestead and into our businesses. So hope to see you guys there. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.